Welcome back. Oh, look at the little water hens. Yep, it's that time of year. The ducks are breeding, the magpies are breeding, the snakes are out, and we haven't worked on the caravan. We've just been too busy with work and life. But that's no excuse. We've got to hook in and get it done. We've got things to do, so here's a little snippet of what we've been up to, and then we'll crack on with the caravan, and yeah, hopefully we can give you a bit more regular updates from now on. Enjoy! Well, here we are, the 22nd of March, which means this old caravan just turned 50. 50 years old. About time for a bit of a renovation. What's the next job that we've got to do is sort out this roof. So I've just put it over here, and bit of a sad state, but I've worked out a plan of where I'm going to put all the vents and solar panels, air conditioners, everything that's going into it. So the next step is make a new one of these. Well, I was going to be all delicate and carefully pull it apart, but that lasted a whole half a second, so might as well watch me wreck the rest of this before it rains. There we have it. One disassembled roof. The only bits I want is these side rails. Because I'm a little bit lazy, I don't want to buy channel. I'll just reuse them, they're pretty good. And all this can probably go on the scrap heap. Or the bonfire.
Many weeks later.
It's been a little while, so if you're following us in real time, been about 5 weeks or more, who knows. Been plenty busy and a little bit unmotivated to work on the van, only because we hadn't really decided on a layout. So I think we've got our layout sorted now, and it's time to crack on. So this weekend I'm going to try and knock over the roof. See what happens.
Raining outside. Hi Scott, what are you doing?
It was at this point that you can't hear a word Scott's saying because of the heavy downpour of rain on the shed. But basically what he's saying is he's come over to help, and he's brought his really high-tech aluminium bender with him, and it's been a great help. Check it out. Alright, we've gone and put on the old original side rails for the roof, and we've got this 40 by 40 thin wall box section running along our main supports, and Scott's pre-bent them so they're gradually going up and down, give us some more headroom, as well as to support the heavy aircon. Some of them are, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 kilos, who knows. So we put some preload in them, and then solar panels, they also getting a bit heavy, all just to take the extra weight. And then we're well, Amy's measuring up all the window trims, and we'll get them ordered. So I'm going to notch these out now to fit inside here, weld them into place. So I've notched out all the top braces that I'm going to use. I'm just going to go and weld them all in place now into these outside rails, keeping in mind that if you do end up doing this on your van, that these walls can bow in and out. So I'll be taking measurements all the way along, make sure that it's all running in square. And just as an example, you can see what I've done. I've just notched the tops. So you can see how far out the wall is. Basically we've got to tie it all together. Alright, so I'm just slowly working my way along, welding up the tops of the roof, and it'll give us our openings for our vents and our aircon, which weighs probably 40 to 50 kilos. I'm going to have to put a clamp across and do the other side because the walls are spread apart in the middle, and then I'm going to put the bracing in between it. And what are you doing down there, Amy?
I'm trying to draw out Charles' bed and some measurements.
And what's your fabrication skills?
0.
You're thrown in the deep end.
Yes.
So a barbecue slide, toolbox, and then underneath all that, the bed, toy bed. Yeah, see what you come up with.
The next day.
Alright, so yesterday we didn't get a huge amount done. Not like I would have wanted, but a lot more thinking and a lot less doing was yesterday. So a lot of planning in the weights of certain appliances for the roof, like air conditioners and solar panels, then working out vent sizes, where the load is actually going to be on the roof. Then when you weld, if you do have to do welding of any type, you've always got to account for distortion, heating and shrinking, so that's all got to be put into play as well. What's Amy been doing down on the front? Let me climb down the ladder so I don't fall down. Just done a big picture up here. So what we're going to start working on today is the bed for the front. Yeah, that's done really well. Lots of measurements, and it's all a learning curve. We're basically going to have a barbecue slide and camp chairs and hoses and stuff under the bed, which will make the bed up higher, unfortunately, but we're not going to put in bunk beds like there was, because they were both two really small bunk beds that you couldn't use anyway. So we're gonna put in, oh my god, what's happening with the focus? Alright, we've gone as far as we're going with the roof. I've decided I won't put the cross members in until we get the arrival of the hatches and the fans and the vents and stuff. Only because they have a pretty generic hole size opening, but where the mounting points are on some of the models seems to be a bit different. So I'd prefer to just have it mounting straight into a cross member since we're doing the roof anyway. So in the meantime, we're going to try and finish off this front area.
So, hi everyone, this is our front section for where our daughter's going to be sleeping. Brennan's welded in all of the bed frame. Over this side, we're going to have a small little toy chest for her to put some soft things in. That's going to have a bit of either a flip up lid or a lift off lid. And then over here is a little bit of a shelf that we're going to put a bit of a lip around, so she can put some little things on there. And then underneath here, we're going to have a slide drawer with a barbecue, and then another little bit of a under the bed section to put some other things in. And at the moment, Brennan's just cutting out her side panel of the bed. It's going to come around, have a bit of a curve, have some LED lights underneath, and 2 little steps for her to step onto the bed. So it's quite a high bed, but we needed enough storage to get some important things underneath. So we'll take a photo of what it looks like once it's stuck on.
Yep, we've glued that front panel on, so it sort of looks like a weird bed now, but I will screw it from the back through the aluminium. What I've done, I've screwed off the sides, glued everything, and as you can see, this wall still bowed out. If you can see a bit there, bowed out. So when everything's a bit more dry and secure, I will screw this in from the back side, keeping it all square. Probably stuffed up a bit here because I'm not really very familiar with doing timber work, but I sanded a bit of a curve on this edge where we're going to put a little shelf. And then I was going to just continue that with the router and do it all and then paint that edge, which is a bit of messing around, but what I should have done is got a router bit that puts a little groove in the center, and then you can push this little plastic rubber trim in. It's really neat. But this is sort of 1/2 inch board, and I can only find the trim at the moment to suit the larger board, so like a 16 or an 18 mil board. So if I can't find anything, I'm probably just going to have to go back to routering it and painting the edge. which is fine because we were sort of thinking that we might paint this front board anyway. It's just easier to do it in this panel. It's already smooth and flat. It is white, but that can be changed. So we're not going to do any more to the bed. We're not going to do any more to the roof. We're just going to half unfinish everything. Half finish, that's the word. So what we'll do next is we'll continue on with all our layout stuff. So we'll do kitchen, fridge, we'll do shower, toilet, sink. Down here we'll do our double bed and some cupboards, and over here we'll go and do a diner booth and another cupboard. So once we get all the structure done, then we can go back in and fine tune and finish off all these little bits and pieces. So I'll get this video out to you so you got something to watch, and if you haven't already, like me and subscribe. And yeah, if you've got any woodworking advice or tips for our upcoming build, then let me know in the comments below. Cheers guys, see ya.